Chapter 3. Chapter 1, Part 3. God fucking damn. Starry Night. We're still on Chapter 1. December 1st. Let's go. Saturday. Before I know it, December is here. It's a month that marks the closing of the year, and with it, the town's joyous Christmas celebration. And bro started school last month. Nice. I opened my eyes and stretch. Oh, it's more like, you know? Yet another great morning to wake up to. This month is going to be pretty busy, but so much fun too. There's already... Kyrie just kept the ladder there. Today is also the first day of winter break. Really? You were at school... You were only at school for 3 days and you already have winter break. Fuck you. Relief sweeps through my body at the realization that I won't have to do anything art-related today. Already 9? I really slept in. One might argue days off are made for sleeping in. There's no specified breakfast time on our days off, with students able to come and go at their leisure. After enjoying a light breakfast, I make my way to the front entrance of the dorm.
Oh, Shuda. Ohayou gozaimasu.
Morning. We might be on break, but Yune is still going out of her way to show me around town. Sakuya is joining us. Isn't everyone busy with their festival pieces? No sooner than his name... Wait, what? No sooner than his name is mentioned does Yuji appear. Hang on. Oh, yeah. I thought, Shu said Yuji. That just makes me even more curious. I'm completely clueless. Tell me something I don't know.
Let's go! 一応シュウ先輩が来た初日に軽く案内はしましたが、あの時はあくまで通学路だったので。
Yeah. Honestly, it was more than enough. With pressure mounting to get their pieces done in time for the culture festival, I feel bad she's wasting time that she could be spending on her project.
何気使ってんだよ。たまの休日くらい休ませろ。
そうそう。それに出店が迫ってるのはシュウだって同じでしょ?
Nah, he's still looking for inspiration. I've taken to carrying around the camera Guido gave me wherever I go. My reasoning was that I never know when inspiration might strike, but I haven't taken a single shot so far. No shit. No shot.
今日は週のシャッターチャンスになる時が来るといいな。
シュウ、行きたいところある?
A place I want to see that might also afford the chance at the perfect photo. Oh yeah. I was thinking maybe Oneto?
Onetoか.
Everyone suddenly seems slightly on edge. No good?
ダメじゃないけど。
遠い。あそこに行くなら他のところが見れねえ。
I guess so, huh?
そもそもなんで最初に思いつくのがオンネ島なんだ?
because that's where he woke up.
シュウ先輩はオンネ島で
That's what I said.
よく生きてたな。
Fuck you, Sakuya. What do you mean?
あそこ寒いからね。
I have a feeling you'd most likely freeze to death within an hour. There's still so much of this town I'm not familiar with, so I don't care where you take me. Look, okay, well, look. December just started, right? Which means winter. Why? Okay, well, I'm not gonna call it snow, but what the fuck is that white stuff around the merry-go-round, alright? It can't be snow, right? Because where would it, there's nowhere else where there would be snow everywhere else, right? There's still so much of this town I'm not familiar with, so I don't care where you take me. I kind of want to check out Oneto in the hopes that my belongings are still there somewhere. Although it probably makes more sense for me to do that on my own time.
公園とかはどうでしょう。
いいね。
Lead the way. The park. I've never been, and I've never seen it. I'm not even sure where it is. Is it a regular park or something else? It's an art park. Thus far, this town has been one surprise after another, and I assume the park is no exception. Then. Okay.
ここが縫い公園。ちょうど町の中心くらいかな。
I've got several questions, and I'm afraid I'm afraid to know what the answer is. Wow. I cry out in surprise at the sight before me. What the fuck is it? It looks like a piece of the ice wall. When I heard the word park, my mind had conjured up a small green space with a playground, not this massive object with a playground behind it. It's a monolith, a teardrop-shaped crystal, the mystery behind its very existence only adding to its sheer magnificence. Also, why is the ground covered in snow when the paving is not concrete? I have no idea what that is, but it's amazing.
あれは、なんだっけ。
ゴリアテの涙です。
Right.
そうそう、ゴリアテの涙。
I see. Whatever it's for, there's no denying how impressive it is. I simply accept it for the time being. You said this is Nui Park?
そうです。変な名前ですよね。
Yes.
縫い工なんて呼ばれたりな。
この公園は一人の設計者が全部デザインしたものなの。
How big is the park anyway?
縫い公園は全部含めるとうちの学校と同じくらい広い。
Right. You're joking. I have a hard time wrapping my mind around how big the St. Aria Academy campus really is. That must mean the park's as large as several baseball stadiums. I can see that.
この公園はその一人のデザイナーが全体を一つの芸術作品と捉えて設計したと言われています。遊具とかオブジェとか緑とか綿密に配置が考えられているらしいの。
Wow. I had a feeling this would be more than just a simple park. Even the park is elevated to a work of fine art. The townsfolk on the arts is truly astounding. The town's focus on the arts is truly astounding. By the way, who designed the park?
確かマキリって人。
So I did finish the main story and Kyrie's after story. I don't care if I told you that. You did not. Who? McKilly. The name doesn't ring any bells. A part of me hoped I might know them, which is why I asked.
もう亡くなったと聞いてますし、私たちも詳しくは知りませんね。
ただそんな場所だから新しい発想を求めてここに来るやつは多い。
I sure could use some of that right now. Being a public holiday, I spot the occasional person coming and going with some on bicycles. I haven't seen any bikes in town until now. I assumed no one had bikes, but I was wrong.
向こうでレンタルできるからね。お金はかかるけど。
If the park's so big, if park's as big as you say, then you'd need a bike to get around, huh?
でも今日はダメだな。
Why is that?
私が乗れないからです。
Oh. Ah. A far simpler explanation than I expected. That I expected. Based on my experience, I've always thought of parks as places for kids to play.
他のところに行けば、そういう普通の公園もあります。
Bro,
ここはちょっと特殊です。
what do you mean by experiences? You've lost your memories. It does have a rather unique aura to it. Although a part of me feels relief knowing our definitions of a park are the same.
縫い公園も一応遊具はあるしね。どうやって遊ぶのかわかんないのも多いけど。
I played Kyrie's after story, then nothing since, of course. Of course. 25 hours and 30 minutes, oh boy.
私たちも子供の頃は遊んだものです。
So you're saying you're no longer a kid?
大人です。
Uh-huh. I glance over her body, her chest puffed up with pride, and silently agree. Okay.
向こうの方に行けばすんげえ吹き出る噴水とかわけわかんねえくらいねじ曲がった鉄棒とかがある。
ロトの柱と約束の飯やね。
I don't know any of those. At any rate, it all seems on brand with the artistic sensibilities of the artist who created it all. There's no way I could spend time in here and not have a moment of creative clarity.
見て回ると長いからそろそろ次に行こうぜ。
歩いてると日が暮れますからね。いやはや、自転車に乗れないと困ったものです。
Yeah, 12.5 streams. But that's if I stay consistent with 2 hours. And if it is if it takes me only 25 hours, but you know, we already know that it's always doubled. Easy for you to say.
ここは商店街ね。前にも案内したことはあったと思うけど。
I'm still not familiar with what stores are here, so I'm happy to take a look around. The allowance I got from Sister Lily is burning a hole in my pocket.
俺のおすすめはなんといってもあのスニーカーショップ。
Aha.
私のおすすめはなんといってもあの古着屋さん。
Oh, what are these noises?
私のおすすめはなんといってもあのドーナツ屋さん。
Oh ho ho. Why? Everyone seems to have their own favorite shop. Stop. Wait. Shop. Yeah. No. It does say stop, so it was a typo. When would you finish by? Good question. Anyway, since she brought us here, we get some donuts from Yune's favorite shop. You mean stop?
ですね。
初めて食ったけどうまいな。
でしょ。私と咲夜はよく帰りに買ってるもんね。
It's a pretty good spot.
待てシュウ、俺おすすめのスニーカーもうまいぞ。
Do the math. 25 streams. Somehow I doubt that. What's this weird rivalry?
待ってください。古着だって輪切りにしてあげれば美味しいはずです。
確かに。
Can't. I can't. There really are quite a lot of stores. But the thing I really want right now
い
is...
らっしゃい。何でもあるよ。寄って行って見て行ってね。
Who?
店長、
One stall stood out amongst the rest. A wide variety of merchandise prominently on display.
あ、ゆねちゃん。いらっしゃい。
こんにちはっす。
こんにちはです。
お、陽次くんもさくやちゃんも。おや、そちらの子は？
Know the date? I have a feeling Sakuya is going to be favorite by the end of the story. Maybe Yune as well. Yeah, I'm not going to do the math on how long when I'm going to finish the game. But, you know, 50 hours, not for one route. Oh, my name is...
私のペットです。
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
へえ、大きなペット。はあ、さくやちゃんももうそんな年か。
What does that have to do with with age? Forget it. Let me introduce myself.
ペットの調教ならこっちのグッズがおすすめだよ。装備していくかい？
Excuse me? I'm not wearing that spiky collar. What is this roleplay?
最近アレイヤに転入してきたシュウです。俺たちと同年代で。
転入生？珍しいこともあるものだね。
At any rate, that's me. I'm Shu. Damn it. I was hoping that Yuji would only be the one to introduce him so that I wouldn't have to come up with a joke. Because I can't come up with anything related with shoes. Sakuya's sudden introduction threw me off. Who is this guy?
店長、
Jack, huh? What kind of store is this anyway?
何よ。ふむ。さて、なんだろうな。
You know, you usually want to come up with something, at least. I glance around at the goods for sale. There's a variety of items intended for daily use, such as toothbrushes and pillows, but also a bunch of surreal masks stuffed in the back. There's a pile of children's toys right next to bushels of fresh fruit.
よろずや僕にもよくわからない。
I posted the link in the comment to Discord for the fix. Yes, I saw.
何でもあるような、何にもないような。
It seems like there's no rhyme or reason to a stock. Yeah, like there's no rhyme or reason to why Magpie disables your mouse cursor when you alt-tab.
店長はアレイヤの卒業生なの。だから大先輩だよ。
Ah, I see.
俺は先行的にも先輩だ。
アーティストになれなかったからね。
Does everyone move on to work immediately following graduation from the academy?
店長みたいに店を構える場合もあるし、そのまま制作を続けて個人のアトリエを持つ場合もある。
学校を出ても制作を続けていくにはパトロンを見つけなきゃいけないけどね。
Is that so? It's very difficult from the usual postgraduate trajectory I was taught growing up.
でもこうしてみんなアレイヤの学生たちが来てくれるから退屈しないで済むよ。おかげで僕まで学生気分が抜けないけど。
It sounds like the store is a student favorite. Its chill atmosphere, so different from the hustling art students, is somewhat calming.
アレイヤの生徒はしょっちゅうここで買い物してるよな。店長が話しやすいからなんだろうけど。
キリエはよく映画とか買ってくるし。
Of course she does.
自慢だけど生徒たちの顔と名前は全部覚えてるんだ。だから見かけない制服の子がいてびっくりしたんだけど。
But considering that the film industry isn't that big, is it? Since Kyrie is literally the only one, like, trying to make films, the question is, where does Jack get these films, right? The movies, I guess. Is that part of the mystery, or are we just gonna accept that he has items potentially from the outside world in his store?
あ、もしかしてシュウ君が噂の外から来たって子？
That's me. My reputation precedes me, huh?
ここに来る何人かの子がそういう話をしてたから、生徒たちの話題は僕の耳にも入ってくるんだ。
He seems fairly well informed, although not directly involved with the school anymore. It's clear it holds a special place in his heart.
せっかくだし、もしよかったら何か買ってってよ。少しくらいお安くするよ。
Let's see. Oh, it might be a good idea to have a spare toothbrush.
そこら辺の日用品は一月に一遍支給されるぞ。
Oh, really? I guess I don't need an extra then.
これなんかどう？最近入荷したプレミアムデスサイズ。
What?
何これすごい。死神の鎌みたい。
Why does he need a Reaper's Scythe?
ここのボタンを押すと光って音が鳴る。
Yeah, well,
ちなみにいくら？
I think Yuji wants it.
5980ルイン。
That's almost all I got. I really don't need it. Some of the furniture over here looks pretty nice, like this bookshelf.
え、本当？それは嬉しいな。そこにある家具は僕の手作りなんだよ。
So he is an artist.
あれ、そうだったんですか？
He just, he uses his artistic chops in craft instead of paint.
ヨウジ君には前も話したと思うんだけど。
Actually, what does Yuji major in again? I forgot.
はい。はいはい、思い出しました。
絶対に嘘だよね。
The owner's handmade furniture corner includes small chairs, a wardrobe, a clothes rack, and a couple other matching wooden pieces.
こういうのを手作りするのが好きなんだ。この屋台もそうだし。
すごい。店長、意外な特技かも。
ま、こんな感じで何でも置いてるから。品揃えはちょくちょく変わるから、いつでも来てよ。
I definitely will, Jack. Without knowing his real name, I decide to call him what everyone else does. If most of the St. Aria students shop here, then I guess I probably will too. We wandered around after leaving Jack's store. What's that shop?
ああ、あの店は。
The store in question sits alone on the corner of so shoddy it looks like it's about to go out of business. The inside is pitch black, masking the wares and giving it a decidedly suspicious aura.
まだ誰も入ったことがなくて禁断のお店って呼ばれてるの。
It probably deals in black market goods.
一人のばあちゃんがやってる店なんだけどな。その雰囲気が怪しくて。
なんでもトカゲの蜂蜜漬けとか人の爪でできたアクセサリーなんかがあるとか。
Excuse me? She's a witch. That's what witches have. Sounds terrifying. I didn't realize this town had a shop like that.
噂じゃドラッグの製造元とも言われてるしな。
What kind of drugs?
ちょっと幼児、週に変なこと教えちゃダメだよ。
何も知らないよりかはいいだろ
う。Drugs? Based on the way they seem to almost spit the word out, it might be narcotics. The word seems so out of place in this peaceful town. As we stand there looking at the shop with a mix of disgust and intrigue.
おばちゃん、サンキューな。また小遣い貯まったら買いに来るぜ。
Of course Kyrie goes to this store. Why wouldn't she?
いつもありがとね。また来るんだよ。
Huh?
いやー、今日も大量。ここ来るとつい買いすぎちゃうな。さて今度はってあれ？
Cutie has arrived. Okay. Who should skip out through the front door of this infamously shady store but Kyrie, beaming happily.
おい。
なんだよ、やぶから棒に。脅迫か？やらんぞ。
We're doing nothing of the sort.
キリエ、大丈夫なの？
I swear to God, if she says she uses those items as props, I'm gonna... I wouldn't be surprised.
何がだ？
She answers matter-of-factly, seemingly unaware anything's wrong.
キリエ先輩、今からでも遅くないです。トカゲは返してきてください。あとスケベグッズ見せてください。
What? Sakuya?
実際何買ったんだよ、キリエ。
なんだよお前ら全員。私が何を買おうが勝手だろ。
She hugs her bag of goodies tightly to her chest, refusing to let anyone look inside.
怪しい。怪しいですね。
It's expected of Kyrie at this point.
怪しくねえよ。堂々と買ってんだろうが。
What is? What you bought or the fact that you don't want to show anyone?
じゃあ何を買ったのか見せてくれても。
なんで私こんな詰められてんの？なんか悪いことした？
You didn't do anything wrong, per se. We just all want to know what's in the bag.
ちょっと見せて。嫌だ。泥棒する気だろ。
怪しいもんがないか検品するだけだって。
嫌だ。
Kyrie is clearly annoyed. Her reaction, while logical, reminds me of something Sister Lily said regarding human nature. How that which is forbidden becomes, by its very nature, all the more alluring.
いつの間にこいつ
Sakia waited for a chance and took it.
馬のマスク、ジット君ナイフ、スカラベの模型。変なものばかり。何に使うんですかこれ。いいだろ別に。私の勝手だ。
商品に統一性がなさすぎる。
Sakia, who really wanted to find something pervy in there, seems to be out of luck.
なかった。ほら、もういいだろ。返せ。
Sakia looks deeply disappointed as Kirie continues trying to get the bag back.
シュウ、そろそろリリー先生に呼ばれる時間だぜ。
Okay, Kirie's just not gonna explain what was why she has those items in the bag. I mean, I can tell, I could probably guess, you know, props and all, but still. Yeah, we better get going. Why is she... Why is she gray? I feel bad leaving the visibly broken Kirie behind, though. She's dead.
リリー先生にまた補習
Less of a lesson and more like a Q&A session. Basic things I should know about the town.
街のこととか、卒業後の進路とか、シュウにはまだ知らない常識が多いからな。
なるほどね。でもシュウも気になってること多そうだったし、いい機会なんじゃない？
I hope so. I'll ask Sister Lily about anything and everything I don't understand. Not wanting to cause any trouble, I kept most of my discomfort and awkwardness to myself since arriving in town. So I'm extra grateful Sister Lily set aside time for us to talk.
幼児先輩も行くんですか？
なんでなんだろうな。
At any rate, we really gotta go.
昨夜はもう帰る？私もアトリエに道具を忘れてきたので学校まで同行します。なんだ、じゃあ私だけ先に帰ってようかな。キリエは？
She's dead. So she's still not talking. I'm really sorry. I'll see you later.
いってらっしゃい。
I head toward the school, leaving the two clearly uncomfortable girls behind. Three uncomfortable girls. I say goodbye to Sakia before heading to the art gallery with Yuji, where we bump into someone unexpected. Gido?
俺たちが来ること知ってた感じ？
I knew you'd be here.
今日16時からリリー先生との面談があるんだろう
From the way he's talking, it sounds like he'll be escorting us to the meeting spot.
これも寮長としての務めなのでな。
休みなのに大変っすね。
Thank you for taking time for me.
にしても、なんでギャラリーで待ち合わせなんでしょうね。面談するなら教室とかでいいのに。
さあな。おそらくここでないと見せられないもの。週に見せておきたいものでもあるんじゃないか
A painting. Hopefully this one doesn't have titties that I have to censor. The three of us walk toward the very center of the gallery, where Sister Lily is waiting. Sister Lily is there when we arrive, sitting in a lounge chair. She immediately gets up, walking over to meet us.
揃ったようですね。なんだか大勢になってしまいましたが。
先生、なんで俺も呼ばれたんですか？
私相手には話しづらいこともあるかと思い、お二人をお呼びしました。今後、シュウさんのサポートも頼まれてほしくて。
なんだ、そういうことなら、もうシュウは俺たちの仲間っすから問題ないですよ。
それなら安心しました。では、まず先にお伺いしましょうか。シュウさん、何を知りたいですか？
She doesn't beat around the bush. The number of questions I have about life here could fill several books, but if I had to pick just one.
私相手でしたら、外にまつわることなど、多少この町で不謹慎とされることもお尋ねいただいて構いません。
So in other words, anything goes, huh? One thing's been bothering me ever since my conversation with Yune the day I first woke up. What happened 101 years ago?
常識だよ。子供でも知ってるもん。そんな昔の国なんて101年前に全部なくなっちゃったってことくらい。
I'm pretty sure that's what she said that day. She said every country outside the Aurora, like France and the Netherlands, were wiped out. And the word she used was
アポカリプスですね。
that is the word that she used. That's it.
そうおっしゃると思いました。この場所を選んだのもそのためです。
Is there a painting for it? Actually, no. Paradise Lost is the painting for it. She suddenly turns away from us.
ついてきてください。聞くだけよりも一目見た方がわかりやすいでしょう。
The three of us exchange looks before following her, still unsure what's going on. This is... Oh. I follow the corridor and turn the corner only to find an art piece so imposing it's impossible to ignore. I understand immediately that this is what she wanted to show me. Ah! The mural sketches the full length of the wall, stretches the full length of the wall, the gallery ceiling far taller than our classrooms. I'm not an art critic, but its dignified majesty is literally breathtaking. And yet, I feel like I've seen this before. I feel like there's some stuff here that I might need to censor. But, you know, I don't want to have to censor all those nipples. Yeah, God, I have to look through this. Hang on. Don't worry, alright? There's only like the left side that will may be potentially needed to be censored. The rest of it should be fine, right? I guess.
最後の審判。今から500年ほど前に描かれたミケランジェロの代表作ですね。
Yeah, I know that Ninja Turtle. I mean, I have no idea what the message behind the paintings could be, or even what it's meant to depict. All I remember is the name of the mural, and that of the artist who painted it. it's fairly basic knowledge, similar to remembering the names of countries. What does it mean, though?
シュウさんはヨハネの黙示録をご存知ですか？
Yeah, I told you that it was the rapture. I'm not. Well, you know, he hasn't read the Bible. The name alone sparks a youthful curiosity inside me, although I don't tell her that.
ヨハネの黙示録は新約聖書の最後を結ぶ世界の終わりを示した予言です。
I mean, it's really small, that's what she said, yeah. The end of the world?
要は終末論というものです。この最後の審判もそんな終末を書いた作品。この題材は他にもメムリンクのものが有名ですが、
This painting shows the end of humanity. Why was that the first thing I thought of after that comment? I don't know. I only gleaned the large crowd of people at first, but her words cast an eerily doom-laden shadow over everything.
そして101年前に起こったアポカリプスもまたそんな世界の終わりなのです。
And everyone believes this?
ええ、常識です。
Her words are crisp and clear. It's exactly how Yune described it to me, and neither Yuji nor Guido look like they're about to interject either. Ignoring the logical fallacy, it's clear something catastrophic occurred 101 years ago. In that case, why are we still here?
はい、いいご質問です。そしてその答えはとてもシンプルです。
The ice wall. Simple enough for anyone to understand. She spoke to me as if stating an obvious fact, like teaching rudimentary math to a young child.
アメイジング・グレイスが訪れた。
Oh my god, Grace is amazing. She didn't stop the apocalypse, but only like a part of humanity was saved. How amazing of Grace. Amazing. Since all the build-up made me expect a far simpler answer, I'm temporarily mystified by her choice of words. Noticing my confusion, Sister Lily continues to explain.
大いなる恵み。それは終末からこの町を救った奇跡です。
A miracle.
だからよ、つまり世界の終わりが来ても生き残ったのがこの町だってこと。
Yeah, but why specifically this town?
この町を救った奇跡。それをアメイジング・グレイスと言い習わしているんだ。
I see. And that's why they made a song around Amazing Grace. Because Grace was so amazing, right? They saved...
今から101年前、1917年にアポカリプスと呼ばれる災厄によって世界は滅びました。
Ah, right, yeah, of course this takes place in 2018, right? Because that's when the game came out. World War One. Yeah, literally. The end of World War One was what caused the apocalypse, I guess.
ですが同時にアメイジング・グレイスと呼ばれる奇跡がこの町だけを滅亡から救ったのです。こう言えばわかりやすいでしょうか。
I thought she finished. That's not what I meant to do.
ですが同時にアメイジング・
アメイジング・グレイス
と呼ばれる奇跡がこの町だけを滅亡から救ったのです。こう言えばわかりやすいでしょうか。
But his phone is obviously future tech compared to World War One tech. Yes. Okay. Okay, now we know that this place was essentially set in 1917. I mean, fucking... I already fumbled it. Whatever. I didn't mean to do that. somewhat. Her explanation sounds like something from an action movie, but it also makes sense. Actually, it makes even less sense now that they don't have cars. Shut up, 1719. Because 1917 had cars, obviously. They also had, you know, planes, boats, stuff like that, right? Why are they in horse carriages? Tanks. True. Did I read that off? Her explanation sounds like something from... Yeah, okay, I did. Well, everyone here seems to accept it easily enough. It's simply far too fantastical for me to swallow. I've never felt more like an outsider than in this moment. Faced with a worldview that I must have accepted based on belief alone. Okay, they also had phones too, right? Thanks for the hydrate. YouTube Studio always lagging. Well, you know, that's what happens when you have a 4K upscaler running at all times. So 101 years ago, the world as I know it, including the United States, Germany, and of course Japan, all of that was destroyed.
はい、この町だけが世界に残りました。
Because of the Aurora?
ええ、その時にオーロラが町を守ったのです。
Because of how amazing Grace was. I remember being warned about the sanctity of the Aurora before. This is unbreakable. That it's unbreakable. I suddenly understand why the townspeople view the outsiders as almost an entirely different world. Difficult. The people who live here honestly believe the outside world is simply gone. Meeting a person who's apparently come from a world that shouldn't exist is a lot to take in. So, going back to the end of the world, considering nuclear, but it would make more sense if it was World War II. Considering nuclear, well, no, right? Because they were not mass produced back then, like they were during the Cold War. So, you know, but if it was set during the Cold War and World War III happened, right, then it would make sense. But, you know, there are still some things that don't make sense, right? Like, they have a lot of technology that they should have if this took place in, well, if the apocalypse happened in 1917, right, and it happened and we're 101 years into the future, possibly they haven't evolved up, they haven't tried to, you know, create new things after the rapture, right? So they should have 1917 technology, aka phones, right? But they don't know what phones are. But they've got other things that are obviously 20th century stuff, right? Like lights, I guess. So going back to the end of the world, what exactly happened? Sister Lily closes her eyes in response to my question, as if meditating before speaking.
パンドラの箱が開けられたのですよ。
Yeah, he's from a different timeline. Oh, yeah, and then there's shit that's obviously future tech, like voice recognition and fingerprints. Right? It took ages before we got stuff like that, right? So, because of that, right, we got voice recognition and fingerprints right now, right? What does all this mean to you? Theories? I can't. There's not enough information. There's too much contradicting information, in fact, right? They've got shit like voice recognition and fingerprints, but they don't have phones. They have... This takes place in 2018, right? So voice recognition and fingerprints make sense, right? We had that stuff during that time, right? So clearly they evolved at a clearly they've developed technology at a similar rate as we did, right? 2010s is probably when it started, right? I guess. But it's the phone thing that's getting to me, right? Because look, right? I had I speculated that, you know, phones may not exist, right? Because this town is small enough where you don't really need a phone. But because the Rapture started in 1917, you know, when phones existed, why don't they have any? You get what I mean? Right? Like, not even a rotary phone? Or like what? Okay, hang on. I need to look this up. Right? Phones were invented in the 1850s, right? But this town doesn't have phones. Maybe they just grew out of having to use them, right? Because the town's small enough where there isn't really much of a need for phones, right? Or something like that. It's still, at the same time, the town would still need phones, you know, even if you're in close proximity with each other, you know, you're still using you'd still use a phone to call someone, right? Or something like that. I don't know. Just list bullet points? What do you mean? Here's my list of bullet points after... Okay, stop. First of all, there's no static in 2018 of what you think the lie is. Well, that's the problem. I don't know what the lie is because I don't have enough information. Let's just keep going, shall we? Pandora's box. A famous enough metaphor that even I know it. Plus, Sister Lily spoke of it during one of her morning assemblies. A forbidden box that, once opened, led directly to humanity's downfall.
1917年に何が起こったか。それは現代を生きる我々には預かり知らぬことです。ですが、この町にはただそう伝えられています。
I know what the lie is, but I'm not telling. Okay, fuck you.
その結果、ヨハネの黙示録が語るような神の怒りと天の災害がもたらされたと言われています。天使のラッパとともに7つの封印が解かれ、馬は災悪をもたらし、大地が揺れ、星が落ち、人々は死に絶えたと。
That's quite a story. In other words, the recorded details of what exactly occurred seem to be lost to the sands of time. It sounds pretty suspicious, although if all life on Earth really had been extinguished, it would make sense. No one would be left to note the events. Yeah, I can't say anything else without spoiling. Only that the information, only that with the information you have is false. Some. Okay. So you're saying that something that like that occurred, but this piece of art was left untouched.
そうです。ノアが箱舟にあらゆる種の動物を入れたように、大いなる恵みは人類の財産、アートを救いました。
Right, yes, of course. Because humanity's greatest asset is not the people, it's the art. What? That also doesn't... look. The art also doesn't make any sense, right? How does this town have every piece of art that would have been displayed in all sorts of museums all across the world, right? Like Jesus, yeah, I guess. Propaganda. Propaganda for who? The 10%, the 1% of humanity that survived the apocalypse. The apocalypse occurred 101 years ago, and yet somehow only this town was spared, along with every single work of art created throughout history. So then, this gallery.
はい。アポカリプスを逃れ、過去と現在とをつなぐかけがえのない至宝を展示する場所なのです。
Right. You know, the gallery is like Noah's Ark, right? That's literally what you said. You know what? Never mind. You could probably figure it out now. I gave too much away based on that word. You know what? No, I have too much. I have to fucking. There's too much information. All right. That's why no one knows about phones or digital cameras, but are well versed in Monet and Van Gogh. Their knowledge of the outside world is limited entirely to art created up until about 101 years ago. This gallery is like a museum acting as a meeting point between a long-lost past and the present.
とはいえ、オリジナルの最後の審判は礼拝堂に書かれた壁画でしたので、ここに残っているのはレプリカということになりますが。
Of course.
理解してもらえたみたいっすね。
ならいいのですが。
I understand, but still. It all sounds too far-fetched for me to take seriously. I feel as if I've been swept up into an alternate universe, which is honestly kind of what happened. It's easy for me to tell them I simply don't believe it, but without my memories, I don't really have a leg to stand on. Declaring my discomfort with their existence will only further label me a heretic. I can't very well speak about the differences between our worlds if I can't remember anything about the one I alone came from. Thank you, Sister Lily, for answering my questions.
いえ、シュウさんももやもやしたままで生活し続けるのは大変でしょうから。
Painted on a wall in Japan. Yeah. Like, excuse me? It's by Michelangelo. Look, all I'm going to say is I don't think Michelangelo knew what Japan was when he painted that.
でも先生、シュウがその外から入ってきたってことは。
そうですね。我々の認識にもどこか間違いがあるのかもしれません。
Yeah, there's a mistake somewhere in my understanding of this world too. I dropped my phone. You can see my point was false information, right? Yes, I know.
シュウ、外ってのはシュウ以外にも生きてる人間がいんのか？
There are things that are obviously modern day technology, right? But there are other things that they don't have that would be modern day, like phones or the internet or these nuts. What? There has to be. Since I still don't remember anything, I can't say for sure, but considering one of the main purposes of my phone is to connect people,
他にも人がいた可能性は高いということか。もしかすると絵の中に描かれているような光景があったのかもな。
perhaps. If the outside world is defined as everything beyond the aurora, then every piece of art was created outside. It makes sense that they believe the outside looks exactly like it's depicted in the art that surrounds them.
よろしければ気が済むまで鑑賞なさってください。何かシュウさんの過去に紐づくヒントがあるかもしれません。
I mean, the lie is the apocalypse, isn't it? Right? These people have been raised up to believe that what they see in the paintings is real. AKA that. Good job. Okay, shut up. So they were raised to believe that the paintings are what happened during history, aka that the rapture happened, right? But it's all just interpretations of Bible verses and stuff like that. That took a while. Look, okay. There's just a lot of information that I have to take in, and I was just sorting through it, and that's the conclusion I got to, okay? Fuck you. I'll do that.
俺も久しぶりにゆっくり作品でも見ていくかな。
Look, all I'm gonna say is, Copium, shut up. Look, all I'm gonna say is, I don't think Shu is 100 years old. Okay? He has a modern day iPhone. Great job. Shut up. He has a modern day iPhone. He's the same age as Yune. It shouldn't be my job to tell them that the apocalypse never happened. They should be smart enough to realize that something's up, and their interpretation of what happened outside the aurora may not be correct, okay? Which is why is Yuma, being an outsider, not put into more question? You get what I mean? Like, why is it this acceptable for him to be able to be like, I'm an outsider, and then he's not, like, killed or whatever? Like, he's not labeled as a heretic? Because to them, right, the outside world has been destroyed and shit like that, right? But then they should be wondering, hang on a minute, how did he survive outside for however long? Also, there is a reason behind his memory loss. Of course there is. Because if there was, because if he had his memories, he'd be able to tell everyone that the aurora, that there's more to the world outside the aurora that isn't just a destroyed Earth, right?
付き合おう。シュウ、わからない点があれば何でも聞いてくれ。
You know, it's probably why he doesn't have his backpack. It's probably why he doesn't have a lot of things. It's probably why his phone is dead. Right? Why he's well, actually, to be fair, why does he have his phone? Right? Because here's the thing, his memory loss has to be linked to the aurora in some way, as is, you know, other things, right? Thanks. The three of us, with Sister Lily in tow, wander through the gallery, browsing the various works of art. With the collection being so unbelievably vast, I'm not able to see everything, but I see quite a lot.
もう日も暮れますし、寮に戻りましょう。明日はアドベントですしね。
Okay, here's the thing, right? Essentially, what's happening is that Shu is being gaslit. Advent? Well, yeah. Shu is being gaslit into thinking that the outside world was destroyed before he gets his memories back of the world outside not being destroyed. But so and so, yeah, I don't know.
そういえば、もうそんな時期ですか。
Why does the second coming of Christ sound so ominous? I mean, the rapture, obviously. It's because of the book of Revelations. That's why. The rapture? What they just talked about, the apocalypse, right? That's what the rapture is. The world ending because so and so. I don't know the why, because a sin, stuff like that. A feeling of intense pleasure or joy. What do you definition of rapture? Sure. You know what? Maybe I should stop using the word then. Advent children? Final Fantasy VII?
明日からクリスマスイブまで主の降誕を待つ期間だ。朝には特別な礼拝がある。
On Google, yes, I know. You've ever had one of the... Actually, I've always seen, right, the Advent calendar things, right, where you have like the days of December leading up to Christmas, right, and they always have like a piece of chocolate in each of the days, right? Does anyone even follow the days on the Advent calendar, right? Because I always think, just if you're gonna buy this calendar, right, you're not gonna keep up with the days. You're gonna eat all of the chocolates out of Advent the days until Christmas. Well, you know, I never cared that much about Christmas. The only thing I cared about was the presents. But you know, that's all. That's all there was for Christmas. Eh. I value alone time nowadays, of course. I see.
さっさと帰って風呂に入ろうぜ、男同士。
Let's go. I'm excited to celebrate Advent for the first time, both here and in general. The three of us rinse off the sweat from a long day. We head to the cafeteria to find our small group of friends waiting for us.
お、シュウたちだ。どうだった？
Thank God Kyrie is alive again. I understand everyone here a lot better. I'm shocked I work in customer service. True. I tell everyone about the conversation in the gallery.
そっか。私たちが当たり前のように捉えていることでも、シュウ君にとってはそうじゃないんだね。
今日の週見てると、本当に外のやつなんだなって思いましたね。なんか。
Usually feels less guarded, as if a wall that existed between us is now gone. Although I find it almost peculiar how much our values seem to differ. What the hell? Kyrie, why are you waking him up again? I'm lounging in my room following dinner when I hear something smash against my window. My first thought is that it must be a snowstorm, but I can't muster the energy to get out of bed and check. Part of me quickly realizes that's definitely not the case, and I quickly grow annoyed at the interruption. Afraid the barrage of banging will break the glass, I reluctantly get up and open the window. You know, maybe Kyrie should just have a key to get in. What?
入るぞ。
She enters the room through the window, murderous rage blazing in her eyes. What's wrong?
どうしたもこうしたもねえよ。わかんだろ。
She's seething with anger, like an inferno of glorious flames of azure fury.
復讐だ。
Look, just because they looked through your bag, okay? She's definitely not over it.
あのクソども反省するどころかさらにいじってきやがって許さんもう許さん堪忍袋の方が切れたね私は。
She talked a bit too fast. Don't hold back.
全員潰す。
This is some deep-rooted rage, and I want to distance myself as quickly as possible. Why did you come here of all places?
教えろ。
Teach you what exactly?
復讐の方法だよ。外のえげつないやつを教えろ。
First of all, he doesn't remember anything that happens on the outside. If he did, your worldview would be destroyed. Second, why? Do you want to torture people because they looked in your bag? I'm not sure I can think of anything. I'm not sure you should think of anything.
今回私はくしくも弱みを握られちまった。本来なら消してやりたいけど無理だからせめてこっちも弱みを握りたい。
So you're telling me they weren't for props?
そしてその瞬間を取り収めたい。
Seeing the handy cam in her possession, I quickly get the gist of her plan. So what you want so what, you want some kind of candid camera thing?
ドッキリカメラ？
She doesn't know what candid means. Actually, you guys don't have televisions here, huh? Here, huh? Wait, televisions here, huh? Not that I know exactly what that is myself. Okay, bro, do you have amnesia or do you not have amnesia? How do you know what a television is if you've never seen one or remember if it exists?
それは復讐なのか？詳しく聞かせろ。
That is a good question, though. How is she able to watch these movies that she keeps buying? Ow, stop it. Quit kicking me. Realizing this is probably right up her alley, I begin talking, hoping it might calm her down. So, a candid camera moment is when you find a target and prank them in some way. I give her a light-hearted explanation of how to punk people. But how does he know how to punk people? That's the main gist of it. Kirie's eyes light up, as if struck by something. I'm suddenly struck with the feeling that I've created a monster. You have indeed. This is all your fault, Shu. Hold on, Kirie. It's all carefully scripted. It makes use of paid professionals so no one actually gets hurt. What was the name of that show again?
交差
像がいくらでも思い浮かぶぜ。こりゃ楽しみだ。
You talk about punked? Oh, she's not listening to me at all.
いいな。今から言う品物を店長の店で揃えとけ。
Uh-oh. All of these items seem pretty shady.
いっぺんに買うと怪しいから何日かに分けて買えよ。ちゃんと金も渡しとくからな。
Why? Now I'm an accomplice.
よしシュウ、これは金曜に決行だ。朝6時公園に集合な。
That is very early. I'd much prefer sleeping until at least breakfast.
こいつ久しぶりにワークがムネムネだぜ。
Kicking makes it hotter. Okay. I have to stop this somehow. I only have 5 days to come up with something. Twelve, 2, 2nd of December. The last notes from the organ linger in the air of the chapel room like frost on a misty morning. But it's not Christmas yet. Why are they playing this song? Can you believe it, guys? Christmas, just a week away. That's crazy. The chapel is crammed full of students despite it being a day off today. The reason being, today is a very special day.
本日は太閤節第一手術アドベントの始まりです。
It sounds nice though, the BGM. Yeah, but I can hear the lyrics in my head. And I wish I didn't. Advent, in other words, the period leading up to Christmas, where believers prepare for the birth of Christ. This year, Advent begins December 2nd and lasts until December 24th. It seems like a fairly important time in the Christian faith, although it also sounds like the only actual days of celebration is Christmas. Actual day of celebration is Christmas. They listen with an air of familiarity, as if they've heard these same words many times before.
アドベントというのは本来到来、何かがやってくることを示す言葉です。
So, shut up, Dexter. I was gonna make the joke. So instead of saying I'm coming, you can just say I'm Advent. Never mind.
来たる12月25日に主はこの世に降りられました。その来訪を思うとともに主の復活を願うものです。
Kyrie is skipping assembly today too.
去年まではちゃんと出てたんだけど。
It seems like this year marks the first time she's skipping the Advent service. Wherever she might be, loitering around right now, it's clear how faithful she is. Granted, she doesn't seem like the religious type to begin with, which is surprising considering how deeply ingrained Christianity seems to be here. One might tread lightly when dealing with religion, but a part of me wonders what led to Christianity becoming such an integral part of the town. Because they based their teachings off of Renaissance paintings. What do you expect? Renaissance paintings often based off of Greek and Christianity, Greek mythology and Christianity. So I don't know what you expected. Stop, Dexter. Someone built this town from the ground up, and it's been this way for the past 101 years. Ways of this town are still a mystery to me. Since Sister Lily forbade me from talking about this kind of stuff openly, I'll have to be a little sneaky to find the answer I seek.
ルカによる福音書第21章25節
Sister Lily jump scare.
やがて太陽と月と星に予兆が現れ、地上では海がどよめき荒れ狂い、諸国の民は不安に怯える。人々は自らの住むところが襲われようとしていることに気づき、恐ろしさのあまり気を失うだろう。天地が揺り動かされるからである。
The passage in the Bible that coincides with Advent prophesizes the coming of a natural disaster.
その時、人の子が大いなる力を帯びて輝かしき雲に乗って現れるのを人々は見るはずだ。これらのことが起こりし際は、身を起こし頭をもたげなさい。あなた方の救済が近づいているのだから。以上。さて、この町にもいずれ変革の時が訪れるのかもしれません。
I felt as if Sister Lily's gaze settled on me for a brief moment.
しかしその変革は決して悪いものとは限りません。私たちにできるのはその救済を待つことのみですから。
Reformation. I wonder if it's a vague reference to my own arrival. It can't be.
もうすぐで文化祭です。皆さん、このアドベントを心残りのないよう過ごしてくださいね。
Yep.
今日からアドベントか。なんかワクワクするよね。イベント盛りだくさんだし。
And now they're playing the title theme.
街の雰囲気もクリスマスムードになりますからね。私ももう大人だけど、ユネの気持ちはわかるな。
The townspeople do seem more restless than usual. Perhaps it's my imagination.
いやー、肌寒いけど心はポカポカってやつだな。
All the girls are here again. Where have you been this whole time? The conspicuously missing Kyrie suddenly pops up as we head back from the chapel.
キリエ先輩、アドベント礼拝くらい出ないと。そうそう、もうリリー先生だって何も言わなかったけど。だって今日は安息日だもんよ。神様だって日曜日は休むもんだ。
Right, yeah. You did take the day off, you skipped. Suddenly I remember our conversation yesterday about prank shows. She seems like her normal self, putting me on edge. Yeah, maybe you should rethink. Maybe you should think about what she may have done while you were in the chapel. Psst, Kyrie, about yesterday.
忘れてるわけねえだろ。油断させるために自然体を装ってんだよ。
She is dedicated, and that's why she's best girl. She's still just as angry as ever. What goes around comes around.
商店街もクリスマス一色。
She is still best girl for you, yes.
なんだか年々豪華になっている気がするね。
That's why I'm gonna save her for last. I have no idea what happened last year, but she's right. Everything feels very much like Christmas. With a sense of festivity lingering in the air, it's impossible not to get excited myself.
しかしもう12月か。早いとこ主演見つけねえと。
I'm actually kind of surprised you didn't change it yet. Well, here's the thing. I don't trust Sister Lily, alright? She knows more than she lets on. And she may or may not know that she's actually just lying when she says that there's an apocalypse, alright? What to do? I don't mind helping out, but I'm not sure how to bring it up after refusing so many times before.
キリエ先輩、火薬を減らせばシオ先輩も手伝ってくれますよ。
主演がいなくてトルマも取れねえからひたすらブルーカを作ってんだ。そこだけは譲れねえ。
I don't know how to pronounce that word. Brooker? I don't know.
爆弾の名前だね。
I can't believe you made something like that. You're gonna get yourself killed.
大丈夫大丈夫。または石鹸だから。
What? Soap?
ブルーカという名前の石鹸を元に作る爆弾だから、キリエはそう呼んでいるんだ。
Booker, but Brooker. Okay. Thought you liked evil women if evil fly hot. Well, yeah, but I don't know if she's actually evil or if she's just lying. And, you know, I'm like Mio. You can make bombs out of soap? Thinking back, I vaguely remember catching a faint whiff of soap in the air after getting blown up. I guess that explains why. If deceptive, why hot? Okay. You know what? True.
古来より演劇部に伝わる秘伝の手法でな。ブルーカ石鹸を大量に使えばそれだけ威力のある爆弾が作れる。
I thought you'd be happy that that best girl was Kyrie, but you're trying to convince me otherwise. You're really not helping your case here.
大丈夫大丈夫。ちゃんと花火とか他の材料も使ってるから。
In other words, danger lurks around every corner.
そう言わんでくれよ。見せ場もいっぱい作るからさ。
I'm not complaining or anything, I'm just shocked.
私はいつでも出演できるよう準備しているんだけど。
I'm sure the film will still be fine with just Kotoha.
ダメだそんなの。いい女優にはいい監督が必要だからな。
Is she saying she's not a great director? I'm confused.
ことねえの頑張りを無駄にはできねえ。そう思うだろ。
Of course I do. But what about my own safety?
昨夜に防火服を作ってもらうとか。すでにキリエ先輩からは発注を受けまくっているので厳しいです。こり
ゃ参った。
Tehe de Nandayo. it was right there. I couldn't not. By the way, Kyrie, are the explosives you're using this time the same as last time?
あれよりかな、ほんの少しだけ強め。
Don't think I didn't hear that.
去年のラストシーンもそれはひどかったもんね。
ひどくねえよ。芸術は爆発だって言うだろうが。
I feel like she's the only person in the entire world to take that saying at face value. You're not afraid of getting caught red-handed with a bunch of pyrotechnics?
捕まるっておまわりさんにか？
But exactly. I've seen them around the main street, decked out in military-esque uniforms, which is kind of cool, but kind of ominous, more like.
平気だろう。まあ先生に叱られるくらいはあるかもしれんけど。
Like, why are they in military attire? Everyone's so laid back.
あんまりやりすぎると懺悔室に連れて行かれちゃうから節度は守るんだよ、キリエ。
あいあい。
The confessional? You mean the tiny room where folks confess their sins? Those who confide in a priest about their issues.
ちょっと違うかな。単純に素行の悪い生徒が連れて行かれてお説教をされるところ。
お叱り部屋だよ、お叱り部屋。私はまだ2回しか入ったことがね。
普通は一遍もありませんよ。キリエ、シュウ君に去年の映画を見せてあげるのはどうかな。もしかしたらやる気になってくれるかも。
If it was just acting, I'd be fine with it, you know? What concerns me is more explosive climax. Is her explosive climax. Well, you know, I'm looking forward to it. What? Never mind.
名案だ。早速シュウの部屋で上映会な。
ご飯食べてからですよ。
What would happen? Wait, what? So what would happen if you went to a confessional and confessed a crime? What would happen? Don't they ensure confidentiality? Yes. They do. It's a case-by-case basis, alright? Is it at least entertaining?
割と。
You know, like, if you say you murdered someone, right, that might cause some issues, right? But if you said you, like, touched a kid inappropriately, the priest would probably be like, yeah, I've done that as well. I mean... Never mind. That doesn't bode well. Don't worry about it.
私のシーンも見られるの？
当たり前だろ。学んで次に生かすんだよ。
見られたくない。
Not only was Yurei in the film, but she's clearly embarrassed about it, only feeding my curiosity. Of course it is